Hello, welcome to 10 Minutes with Todd at Beyond 615. Zoop, zoop, that way. Okay. All right. So much of Christian radio is either written, recorded, produced, mixed in the 615. That's Nashville's area code. And so the goal of this 10 Minutes with Todd is to find someone in the Christian music radio industry, and whether it's on the beginning of that process or at the end of that process, and spend 10 minutes with them. And so today we're going to be welcoming in a former coworker of mine. This is episode 3, and today's guest is Killer Bee Digital Marketing and former director of social media at 1049 The River in Columbus, Ohio, social media content strategist, Olivia Yetman.
Oh no, she declined joining. What happened? She must have fat fingered it or something. All right, she requested again. uh, Only live can this happen. All right.
Okay. So that was embarrassing being a social media person, and I can't even accept the request. But this is my first time ever doing Instagram Live. I tell people what to do. I don't do these.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, I've never done one before, but I'm always like, hey, you need to do this. You need to do this.
So now you get to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know it's Monday. I have my laptop and connected to a bigger screen behind me here, and my bigger screen kept going off after like 3 seconds. I don't know what's going on. I might have to reboot my computer, but I was like, oh my goodness, my notes are on there. What am I going to do? So
we can just wing it.
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Set timer for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
Oh, right. Okay, here we go. Tell me about your start in radio. I was thinking about this last night, and I couldn't remember exact details of you being, I know you were an intern, but I feel like you volunteered for a while too.
Yeah. So number one, I'm going to preface this with, I have really bad allergies right now. So although your questions may be super riveting, emotional, these watery eyes are not me crying. Just wanted to preface that.
I don't know. I could probably make you cry.
Yeah, that is very true. So yeah, my start in radio is pretty much like everyone's in our industry, such a God thing. I was in my advisor's office at Ohio State, and she was like, hey, it's time for you to think about an internship, and handed me a giant binder just with tons of like internships. So I just started scrolling through, not scrolling, that wasn't even really a thing. I was flipping through, and I was like, whoa, radio promotions. What is that? That sounds fun. So I decided to apply to this radio promotions internship. It was for a classic rock and country station in Columbus. Got that, started doing it, and just fell in love with radio in general. So I did that for like a year and a half, graduated. I wanted to be in radio, but didn't know what that looked like. So I got my first job doing marketing for Chick-fil-A. And while I was at Chick-fil-A, I wanted to do something, not just radio, but that aligned with my faith. So people were like, hey, have you ever listened to this station called The River? I was like, no, but I just started listening, and I was like, this is where I want to work. And so we did a couple events with The River, me representing Chick-fil-A, and I became friends with a couple DJs. And one of them was like, hey, we don't have like a big promotions department or anything right now, but if you have experience and we've seen you out at events, like you're super personable, you should volunteer for us. And so I reached out and started volunteering, doing events for free. And well, that's what volunteering is. But yeah, just started doing those. And then after a couple months, you guys hired me on. So
What
that's
you what year was that? I forget.
2009.
Okay,
So
that
yeah,
makes sense because 2008, you remember the economy kind of crashed, and uh, our team shrunk, and so we didn't really have a promotions department at that time, which is crazy to think about. But
I know. Yeah.
yeah,
So
but you came in and did promotions for a while, and then I think your skill set, and we realized we really needed someone full time in social media. And I don't want to say something that's not true, but I feel like the River in Columbus was one of a handful of stations that might have been on the leading edge of hiring like a social media director.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, as anyone knows, if you're in promotions, like that job does get to be very taxing and tiring with nights and weekends and out in the heat and the cold, standing outside. And so,
Being a mascot.
yeah, being a mascot, all of those different things. And so I didn't know, again, I still wanted to be at the river, but I didn't know what that looked like. And social media wasn't like a big thing until, this year when I was starting to get super tired of doing promotions and all of that. And so we had an account, but didn't really no one was doing much with it. And so I remember going to your office and saying, like, hey, Todd, I have an idea. Can I do social media full time? Blah, blah, blah. And I still remember this, like, and you probably don't, but you were like, okay, well, prove it. Why do you think that this should be a full time position? And so then I was like, challenge accepted. And I have a very like obsessive personality, which isn't always a good thing, but I just went and learned everything that I possibly could. I did every training that I could, read every article that I could, because I loved social media like just so much. And so after I proved it to you, just very blessed that you and Dan, who is, the president of the River, really knew that this was an important position that we needed to have right away. So
Yeah, I think Dan was at some sort of station thing in New Albany, Ohio, and a lady who loved the river came up to him and was like, "You guys should be on Facebook." He was like, "What? Face what?" Facebook. And he came back to me. He goes, "You ever heard of Facebook?" I was like, "No."
yeah, I know, it's crazy.
So that was like 2008 or nine or whatever. So the rest is history.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're doing Instagram lives.
Yeah, I went from like Twitter to Facebook to Pinterest to Instagram, and even some younger brands are now doing TikTok and all kinds of stuff, right?
It's
Um, I want to talk about your confidence because when you and I first met till now, I mean, it's 180. Like you've grown so much in confidence and being able to speak on a stage in front of people or doing an Instagram live. What's that journey felt like?
Man, I have always struggled with confidence my whole life. A big thing for me is that I just compare myself to everyone else. So, like, I'm like, well, this person would probably be better than me, or whatever it may be. And I'm an Enneagram 6. So I'm always thinking of worst case scenarios and like all of that stuff. So you have all of those things wrapped together, and it can be really tough. But, just working with a counselor and having really good people in my life, even just in the last 2 months, my confidence has like soared, but in a different way, not necessarily like how you would think of confidence, but like my confidence now is in God, not myself. Like I trust that whatever happens, maybe I go on a stage and say something completely wrong, or I fall or something like that. I'm just confident that whatever happens, God is going to use it for good. Maybe someone needed to laugh, and you know me, I'm clumsy. So I will definitely provide that for anyone. So I'm just focusing on my confidence in God, but also in the confidence that if you ask me something, I promise you that I have researched that to death. And so I'm confident that even if we don't like something, you're like, I don't really know if that's right. I'll say, okay, well, here's where I came from. And I'm confident in that. And I'm also confident in the fact that like I work hard and give 110%. So does that make sense? Like I'm confident. I'm choosing to focus on like different types of confidence versus like I'm amazing and whatever. So yeah.
You've learned to just be okay in your own skin no matter what happens.
Absolutely. And again, I'm so clumsy. Crazy things happen to me. I realized right before this, my shirt was on backwards. And I'm like, it feels so funny. Like, what is up with my shirt? And so I'm just like, but that is life. And why try to pretend that I have everything together? Because I've had better conversations. It's more, tangible for other people to show I'm not perfect. I don't have it all together. And so, yeah, that's where my confidence is coming from.
That's good. Feels healthy. Feels healthy. We have to be coming up on the end of this, but I wanted maybe in 30 seconds, describe your wedding day.
My wedding day. So my husband and I, we absolutely love baseball. And so we wanted to do an outside of the box wedding. So we had a baseball themed wedding and we got married at the Columbus Clippers baseball field, which is our minor league team in Columbus. And we let everyone come in jeans, wear your favorite, baseball team jersey. And people love that because who wants to, necessarily wear a tux and all of that stuff? And it was just such a fun day. You even did our announcement of our wedding party. Another one of our DJs was a baseball announcer. It was just the perfect day.
It was so fun you got married on the field.
I did at home plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did our engagement pictures there. I did one sliding into home plate and it was just so much fun. Yeah. So
it was great. If you don't follow Olivia on social, maybe you can troll her a little bit. Not troll her, just look back and find those pictures. They're so awesome. So out of the box. I remember that day. It was so fun. Quickly, time's up.
Yes.
What are you doing now?
I'm the social media content strategist for Killer Bee Marketing. So if anyone knows Brian Curie, it's his company. And he's very much, our theme is, we help digital and social strategies for Christian radio stations. And his big thing is that, we're more than marketing. We're a mission, and the mission is to get more followers of Christ. So I love everything about that. So,
and what's cool is you can work from home. He lives in Florida, you're in Ohio.
I've never met him in person.
Wow, just on Zoom, huh?
Yeah
with your shirt on backwards.
Exactly. So yeah.
Well, Olivia has been a good friend of mine for years, and we kind of had I wasn't expected to talk about this, but we had a bumpy 2020. I think that just the stress of the world and the stress of workplaces and the stress of what was going on really put our relationship went in the toilet, and we stopped texting, talking, and just kind of cooled off for a while. But for whatever reason, I think God softened my heart and your heart sometime here at the beginning of the year, and we were able to kind of restore that relationship to have it continue. But I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, me too. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you're awesome. I hope that this gets 1 million views and
you want me
business.
To fall backwards into my chair? I will. Okay. I will do that.
All right. I'll see you later. Have a good week, okay?
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.